Nadal looking to get its hands on it once again. Perfect conditions. 12,000 people packed into the Magic Box.
Time.
Nadal continue his resurgence this spring, this year, to be fair, because it has been all in an outstanding year for the Spaniard. Or will Dominic Thiem have something to say about that? We shall see. Nick Lester and Colin Fleming here, courtside, to take you through it. See the early trouble that he can cause him as we see a footballing legend courtside. The original Ronaldo. If you look at the scoreline in Barcelona, it was a fairly one-sided affair. Team just winning the 5 games, but it was a tight opening set. Not a lot in it. Team actually broken when he was serving at 5-4. Just physically struggled to keep going in the early stages of the second. Good numbers on serve this week. Only broken once by Djokovic. Yesterday, in fact, only faced the 2 break points. Saved all 5 against Goffin as well.
Service. Treinta iguales. 30-all.
To do a fair bit of defending off that backhand side. He did it pretty well initially. Just got himself in a little muddle on that last one.
40-30.
Just a challenge for him, I guess, Colin, of not trying to give too much ground away the whole time, because as powerful as he is,
40,
if he's 15 feet behind the baseline, it's tough to be effective.
Yeah, you can't win from there, so he needs to try and stand up to the weight of shot of Nadal.
Interesting to see him up on the baseline to return the first serve. He's been varying the position a lot this week. Almost exclusively step back off the second, though. Although he might want to rethink that as Nadal continues to put second serves down of that quality.
El primer juego, first game.
Nadal just having a little issue with the shoes here, unusual. Director, front and centre, celebrated his 79th birthday earlier in the week with Manolo Santana, and he's sitting next to the Manuela Carmena, who is the mayor of this great city.
Al servicio, Dominic Thiem. Zero, 15. Love 15.
Thiem bidding for his 8th top 10 win. 5 of the 7 have actually come on this surface, which isn't really a major surprise. Wonder how much we'll see him go against the kicker today. Only to see him with the flat one down the tee straight away there.
Yeah, that's the challenge that Nadal poses to Thiem, or any right-hander, in fact, that likes to use the kick serve on the clay. No matter how good it is, it's going into the Nadal forehand, which we know how deadly that can be. Got to make that adjustment and target his backhand a little bit more. Just missed on that occasion, but that was going to be troublesome. That landed a few inches shorter in the court.
Late finish last night. Thiem
40-30.
wrap things up until after midnight, and his victory over Pablo Cueva certainly going to be a little faster out there than it was last night. That's for sure. It was cold conditions in the early hours of this morning. As we know here in Madrid, the ball much livelier through the air. So varying the serve a fair bit in his opening game. And that'll be a relief for the 23-year-old. To be plenty of nerves for him. French Open semi-final a year ago was a big match, but this arguably even bigger. points at stake here. A little tougher to hit those off the slice. That wasn't really even close.
0-15.
It just represents a little bit of tension in the arm. Look at those few shots early in the match.
Love 15.
The conundrum, because when he does step up off that side column, he's obviously not going to get anywhere near the pace he would do if he sits back. And at the same time, if he does that, he allows Nadal generally to get that big first strike in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fine balance. When he does step up, he needs to punch it through the court more effectively than that, get it deeper in the court.
Off this side, as you can see off the deuce side, he'll tend to sit back a little more. Nadal's backhand has been rock solid this spring.
30-15.
In fact, rock solid's probably a little understatement.
15.
Very potent.
Explosive at times, hasn't it? But you're right, his general rally ball on the backhand has had a good weight to it. Sometimes it can fall short, but not this week.
First winner of the match after 12 minutes.
Quality of the return that set it up.
So much power at times you feel it's an issue for him to actually contain it. Got to be so precise when you pick your moment, haven't you? For a hitter shot like that.
40-30.
Yeah, you can see the kind of pattern of play developing where he's looking to use his forehand to go heavy into the Nadal backhand. 2-3 shots in a row, get the shorter ball, and then look to take it on. Just missing on the forehand down the line on that occasion.
Yeah, a bit of a let off for Nadal there. Got him, and he let him back in to an extent. But that was very stern defense from the young Austrian.
He was hanging in the point initially. Nadal chose to go down the middle, and Thiem kind of Just hung around, and it's such a big run back here, gave himself time and turned the point on his head.
Maybe a nice fillip for this man. Getting a lot of look at forehands in this game, isn't he? And he's doing some damage with them.
Now once again able to bury Nadal in his backhand corner, really pin him in there. Never relenting with the ball striking in the weight of shot.
Ventaja, team.
Only made 2 first serves in this game as Nadal, causing him all sorts of trouble. Remember, in the match in Barcelona, team only had the 1 break point. Couldn't take it. But it's the Austrian that strikes first here. Good stuff from the youngster. And that's just silenced the magic box somewhat. Early stages. Team makes the first move. He's up 2-1 here. You mentioned a lot of pop in particular. That numbers says a fair bit as well.
There you go, 5 Ks more average first serve speed. He's just getting that little bit extra on his serve.
The barometer of confidence?
I think so, yeah. I think it's true of all his shots. Really sure of where they are and believing in them. Team's really dominant in that pattern at the moment. Able to get a lot of forehands and using height and spin over the net, getting up high to Nadal's backhand, and he's struggling to deal with it.
Got to be so careful you don't let him back in. He was on the ropes in the rally, Nadal.
As we saw with Nadal in the previous game, not able to put the smash away. Both players using the full court area we have here in Madrid to defend the space.
Shake of the head. This is a fair bit about where he's at right now. Length in the ball, is there, for return? You can't give this guy that sort of time on the forehand.
14, 15.
Maybe struggling to get to grips with the weight of shot of Dominic Thiem. He hasn't faced anything like it this week so far.
Brilliant. We talked about the struggles Nadal's having on serve. Thiem's not exactly raining down the first either. He's only made 2 first serves out of 11. And yet here he is with a 3-1 lead.
Well, crucially, he's winning 67% on his second serve. We talk about their head-to-head 3-1 in Nadal's favour. The one that Dominic Thiem won was Buenos Aires semi-final last year, and he was able to win 60% of his second serve points in that match, higher than any other meeting between the two. So that could be a crucial stat to keep an eye on.
Zero, 15, love 15.
Certainly no need for panic at this stage, but
it's got him rattled. It's got his attention, that's for sure.
Good stern defence from Thiem. He was under an absolute barrage. Pressure telling in the end.
15 iguales, 15 all. Trenta, 15, 13, 15.
Extra weight of shot, and that's when Nadal's struggling with. And speed at the same time.
Oh, it's tremendous clay court tennis. Nadal having to go to the drop shot to change it up. Well, he was alive to the follow-up.
Smart play by Nadal to just change things up. He has been struggling a little bit with the weight of shot from Thiem, so he looked to unsettle his rhythm a bit.
It's the serve Nadal's been using a fair bit this week. Especially yesterday.
Juego. Nadal.
So that'll be somewhat of a relief because he's been under the gun in the early stages here. Dominic Thiem.
Gana 3-2. 3 games to 2.
Producing some very fine, aggressive tennis. He leads 3-2.
Gracias. Thank you.
Thiem not showing any nerves so far in his first Masters final.
The shadow's just drawn largely across the court now. Some of the day where the sun's just beginning to set. comfortable at the moment for Nadal with that shot.
15-0.
His voice might have gone there.
Iguales, 15-0.
Defensive backhand, wasn't it? He was in trouble in the rally. He was way out of court.
15-30.
Team's patience for once just running out. Short of remarkable. Nadal produces defensive tennis of the very highest order.
Well, that first forehand from Dominic Thiem was massive, and Nadal able to just soak it up. Didn't quite have the conviction on that first forehand volley, Thiem, but then Nadal, just his counter-punching ability, incredible.
Thiem's done well to keep his composure because the ball coming back in the previous rally. Well, this is the start he's made.
Yeah, that's a really interesting numbers there. The average topspin forehand for these guys, I think it shows you the extra, it's not the extra weight of shot that Thiem has. The speed and spin. Nadal's struggled with it so far.
Well, the move in was probably a good one. Sadly, the volley was not. Thiem looking all at sea in the forecourt. Nadal breaks back.
Well, I agree with you, Nick. I thought it was a good move in. I think it was perhaps just the 15-30 point that was playing on his mind.
Yeah, not a surprise, is it, either?
Yeah, well, absolutely. But had a couple of chances to finish with a volley in that point, didn't do it. And just showed a lot of doubt on that backhand volley there.
That 15-30 point would have played in most people's minds, wouldn't it? Certainly worth more than one. Back level, 3 apiece. Grimace at the end of the rally.
You just wonder when you see that point, it's like Thiem's redlining. He's throwing every ounce he has into almost every ground shot. Almost ran out of steam in that point.
Yeah.
Iguales. 15-all.
second double of the evening. 17, a bit of a lifeline.
30.
Sense more
15,
than anything, just
30.
a couple of points just to get his breath back, get his composure back.
E 30 iguales. 30 all.
Just a little off balance for once.
40, 30. Forty, 30.
Just wide.
Yeah, and I show him only. Yeah.
I think Mohammed's got it, he has. Didn't fancy team's chances, I have to say, as the rally unfolded. And he's got away with one somewhat.
He fell behind in the rally.
Iguales. Use.
Nadal just misfiring with the forehand. Both players, a couple of errors in this game. Just a little bit of a lull.
Ventaja
That was cheap
Nadal.
in the circumstances, considering the scoreline. Frustrating miss. There again, there's the mix of the drop shot. Team very deep indeed, as he has been so far.
Por favor.
And it's Nadal that's back in front in this final.
Nadal gana 4-3.
Tight
4
stuff
games
though.
to 3.
4-3 for the Spaniard. Team looking to barge his way in here. This would be some statement if he were able to emerge victorious today. Serving with new balls, 3-4.
E 15-0. Tequila. E 15 iguales. 15 all.
It's the problem really when you run around the forehand. You're so far out of court like that off the return. You feel as though you've got to do something with it.
Let the service.
Balls, just adding a little bit of extra zip to the first deal.
30, 15.
Continuing with that policy of serving down the tee, isn't he, on the ad side?
40, 15, 40, 15.
Good stuff. Nadal quick to change his court position mid-rally and wrestle control of it thereafter.
Once again, as you touched on, Nick, in the last game, so aware of where his opponent is on the court and where the space is to attack. Beautiful touch on the drop shot.
I mean, the team had taken about 7 steps there before he was even on the baseline.
Well, once again, it's incredible defense from Rafael Nadal.
Iguales.
Team well in control of the point, moving him side to side, heavy forehands. Perhaps the only player in the world that could have hung in that point.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's moving about as well as he ever has done. Not sure whether Nadal's saying he didn't pick it up or didn't see it.
Ventaja team.
Whatever, it'll be a relief for team.
Juego team.
A couple of very timely first serves. Team hanging with Nadal again. It's 4 apiece.
Sorry, Nick, found his first serve, in this set, hasn't he? First couple of service games, I think he was down at 18%, 2 from 11. He's got it up to 60% now.
Who'll be happier at this stage of the match, do you think?
I think it's pretty 50-50 in that respect. They're both well into the rhythm. Both know they're in an absolute battle.
Oh, he's cut it fine. Has he made it? I think so.
Zero, 15, love 15.
Whisker.
That was that one, Nick, where you talk about it, sometimes it's controlling the power, but also just the way Rafa's defended today. You feel like you have to go close to the line to finish the point.
Sensational. I mean, they played in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago. The team was almost in Barcelona in that backhand at one point.
Yeah. And that's why Nadal's been so effective over the years. We've seen it do it to Roger Federer so many occasions on the clay. Just keep pounding at the backhand, the one-hander, getting up high. It's not easy when you're playing from head height with a one-handed backhand.
It's a good job this caller's got a fair bit of run back. The team needed all of it.
Oh! 30-15, 30-15.
Artist is courtside, as he was yesterday. Forwards there, wasn't there? Rather, made the return even more difficult.
40.
Yeah, smart play. I think 40, a few of teams' opponents this week have missed a trick with that. Throwing in the odd serve and volley when he's so far back in the court. Of course, it helps to have the lefty slider to get the extreme angle, but smart from Nadal.
Quite stunning. That full stretch from Dominic Thiem. This guy's got some weapons.
It's a high-quality backhand from Nadal.
40-30.
Generating so much pace when pushed out wide. Incredible forehand there. Standing up on the baseline for return.
From Nadal. Team couldn't really have hit the return much better. But this guy's defense out of his backhand corner is extraordinary. Natural righty, of course. 5-4 Nadal in front first set.
5 games to 4.
Arguably Spain's greatest national sporting hero. There have been a few contenders for that. They've had a few fine tennis players of the Spaniards over the years. Nadal taking things to an entirely different level. Well, to make the adjustment. Nadal's powers of recovery extraordinary.
Yeah, I was going to say, team got himself into a bit of a mess, but that's the awkwardness of the Nadal shot, you know, high to the backhand, tough to take that out of the air, had to retreat.
At this stage of the match in Barcelona that Nadal made his move. And he's threatening to do the same again here.
30. Love 30.
He took a big risk, did Thiem, and it's not paid off. Must have feared when the ball came to his shin height off the half volley, where to go from there.
0-40. Love 40.
Nadal has 3 set points.
Quince, 40. 15-40.
Well-measured forehands keep him just about afloat here.
Impressive response, isn't it, Nick? 2 big forehands. No panic.
Started off this set not making too many first serves. He's actually made a fair few of late. Needs another one here, though. He gets it, and he gets the short reply. That was 3 mighty points.
18 of his last 20, in fact, Nick, for serves gone in. But those 3 forehands, I can't tell you how impressed I am with those. Under the pressure to stand and deliver.
Got himself back to deuce. Did well off the return because Nadal's return was effective. It was tight to the baseline.
Ventaja, Thiem.
It's been strong arm stuff from this guy. Thiem almost seemed to switch off, thinking he was going to miss. Didn't really recover from that point.
Yeah, it cost him the point, Nick. He hit that high, deep backhand, and I think he thought it was going long, and he didn't get into position for the next ball. He was always chasing the point from that moment.
Use. Ventaja, Thiem.
That is mightily impressive serving from the young Austrian. Down love 40, his mind must have been racing. And he collects his thoughts. That is a very big hold. 5 apiece.
Yeah, just passed a significant test there, didn't he? It was at that stage in the final Barcelona he came unstuck. And at love 40, it looked as if the same thing was about to happen. Great response from Dominic Thiem. So impressive.
Totally a surprising run out of gas, was it?
Such a taxing point. I mean, I'm I'm tired watching him defend those forehands into his backhand. It's amazing with a one-hander how many he was able to sustain there.
Sense as well that miss comes from the result of the previous point.
Just 0.
Previous point and previous game, I think. Yeah. You know, just to have that little catch your breath.
It's a bit of a timeout.
He's hit his cross-court backhand really nicely today. Look at the way 2 in a row is able to get the angle, breaking the sideline. In fact, more winners on the backhand so far than the forehand. Not often you say that about Nadal.
So team is in a tight corner. Just a moment or two ago, he found a way to bully his way out of it, but his pressure's right back on his shoulders again here. Nadal holds to love. The team will have to serve for a second time to stay in this first set. In command of things after a set and a bit, but unfortunately for the Japanese, his body let him down as it did this week again.
Falling behind in the game again on serve.
15.
Just a little ragged, wasn't it, the forehand?
Iguales. 15-all. Trenta, 15, 13, 15.
That's brave. That's just the 6th time in this set that he's used the kicker out wide, and that by far and away the most impressive of the lot.
Yeah, quick to realise how good it was to follow it into the net. It wasn't a premeditated serve volley, it was a response to the quality of the serve.
Couple of points to take us into the breaker here. Not just yet, says Nadal.
Yeah, anticipation, just held his ground.
40, 30.
It's like a gun going off the passing shot.
Have to say it's been a successful play for him today. That serve down the tee, Nadal not quite getting the length off the backhand. And Thiem not blinking off the initial forehand. Ticked over the hour mark. We are into a breaker. Tie-break records this season. Nadal's won 7 of the 10 he's played. Thiem, not so impressive. He's only won 5 of 11 in 2017. Outstanding from the young Austrian again. Keeping Nadal at bay and turning up the heat himself.
And crucially able to stay on level terms with forehand to his backhand exchange. Keep the weight of shot on his own backhand so he never fell behind in the point. And the hammer forehand to win it.
Early little boost here with the mini break. Just Thiem's second ace of the evening.
2-1 Thiem. Service.
Point really set up by the quality of the initial first serve.
Yeah, we touched on it before the match. He's really got great rhythm on the serve, and he's getting that extra bit of pop this season on it. Even on the wide serve, not just placing it there, really ripping the serve and setting up his points.
Nose on top of the net to finish the point. Finds himself in front in this first set tiebreak.
3-2. 3-2. Nadal.
Nadal steals yet another point. Team must wonder what's hit him.
Well, what a point. Hit that smash so hard, and the forehand came back even harder. And so close to making this volley next.
4-2.
Just spinning back off the tape. That's the fine margins at this level.
Psychological blow that could be. Bit of daylight between the two for the first time in the tiebreak. A few gasps from the crowd, and even that beyond Nadal.
4-3. 4-3 Nadal.
It's a big ask, isn't it? He wasn't far away from pulling it off, to be honest. Just trying to get out of that pattern, wasn't he?
It was just
Nadal.
a little bit too low percentage for me, flattening it out from that far back over the high part of the net.
So good from Dominic Thiem. He was well behind in the rally, but somehow he clung on.
Well, he's done his homework. He knows Nadal likes to go with that smash down the middle.
5-4.
And once he retrieved it, he managed to get on top of the rally.
Nadal.
Beautiful forehand to finish off, giving Nadal some of his own medicine out here on the clay.
Yeah, there wouldn't have been too many players who'd have stayed in that point with Nadal as he did. What an effort that was, clinging on. 4-5. Missed it.
Cinco iguales. 5-all.
This has been 70 minutes of high-octane clay court tennis. It really has. The team has been more than a match for the greatest of all time on this surface. And he's got himself a set point here. What a turnaround. I must say, at 5-3, I didn't fancy his chances. You've got to remember, the team's already saved 3 set points. He was down love 40 at 5-4.
6-5 team.
Nervous Spaniards in the house here. miracle for the pull it off, to be fair. And Nadal imposing himself to once again pull level.
6 iguales.
It's a strong point by Nadal. The team had a little look at the final pass, but so often Nadal on these big points able to play them on his terms and in a way that he wants to. Really zoning in on the team backhand there.
It's been a real old school clay court duel, this, isn't it, between two of the biggest hitters in tennis. I say old school, that's what I mean, in this era. We've moved it forwards in many ways, but it's been two of the very finest on here. One of the best sets of tennis we've had this clay court season, no doubt about that. Still in the balance. Brilliant from Nadal, yet again. He pulls something out of nothing.
Incredible point. Team took control with his forehand off the second serve return. Nadal's backhand standing up to the test. Once again ripping that cross-court angle. He knew that was a significant moment.
I think it's fair to say this set means a lot more to Thiem than it does to Nadal in the long term. The Spaniard a point away again. That play and that serve has just been money today.
Four-set points saved with big forehands and big serves to set them up.
7-all.
Clutch play from Dominic Thiem.
Sensational. This tiebreak's getting better and better.
Gotta be kidding me, Nick. He's made that volley.
Nadal refusing to blink. This is a heavyweight contest. One big blow being landed after another. 8 of the 16 points in this breaker have been won through outright winners.
Thiem
doing his best to show he's far from done.
It was a funny bounce in the second serve, but it just didn't quite come through to him. Never really settled into the point, culminating in that big miss hit.
9, 8, 9, 8, Nadal.
For 5th time Nadal at set point. He's missed it. And Nadal takes the opening set here in Madrid. One of the sets of the year. So much to admire from both. But it's the Spaniard that comes through the stronger at the death. He takes it 10 points to 8.
You level as high as you can for as long as you can. You never know what happened.
No, yo quiero ayuda. Sí, gracias, gracias.
Time.
Oh, we know this guy's going to keep on going.
Por favor, siéntense rápidamente. Segunda set.
The team is going to do the same. He's going to have to regroup his thoughts together.
Están preparados. Al servicio.
Try and find a way back into this match.
Team.
The Austrian will start set number 2. Sharply up to the short ball there, Nadal.
0-15, love 15.
Of course, I'm kind of writing him physically, which might be a little unfair. This guy is one of the best on tour. So strong. It's a good point.
I know the point you're making though, Nick. It's sort of, you know, Nadal's tried and tested this intensity over 3, 4, 5 hours. Team less so. I'm almost thinking that, you know, the recent heavyweight boxing clash, Anthony Joshua and Klitschko. People were saying Klitschko, you know, he's tried and tested going 12 rounds.
Yep.
Joshua not so much. It's similar here. Big test for Team.
I think you've also got to take into consideration the occasion, haven't you? The emotional challenges of an occasion like this. This is a major final.
Yeah, it's more, you know, when there's tension, it drains you quicker. I have to say, he's dealt with it really well, though. Came out the blocks quickly. Hasn't really showed any nerves, saved the set points very impressively. Hasn't let the crowd get to him. Looks like he belongs, no doubt.
Treinta, 40, 30, 40.
Team under pressure at the start of the second. A couple of errors have given Nadal a break point here. Well, it's hardly a surprise he missed, is it? I mean, he's hit 6 or 7 ground strokes, and surely against anybody in the world would have been a winner. And they've still come back.
Just another incredible point, and slightly worrying for me was the way Thiem was. I mean, he was hitting the ball well on the point, but really flattening out, especially on the backhand. It just looked as if he wanted the point to end pretty quickly. In the first set, he was prepared to stay back and rip that backhand high and heavy and wait for his forehand. So just signs that his will has been broken ever so slightly, and who could blame him? This guy's a warrior.
Great reaction from the gentleman on the left who's just gone out of the shot as well. And if the size wasn't big enough, the challenge ahead of him now got even bigger.
It's a big 10 minutes for Thiem here. Needs to hang in there.
In. 15 love.
That's first ace of the day.
I mean, how hard has he just hit this backhand? It's a rocket down the line. "169 kilometers an hour," I'm told. Incredible pace he's able to generate off that wing.
A little bit of room for breathing from Thiem's perspective. Just a little opportunity to regroup here, half a chance. Welcome one as well. Sneaky behind that first serve. Used it sparingly, but off the drive with the legs on that one.
Yeah, just flatten it out from a little bit too far back in the court again. Looking to shorten the point.
change-up. The team having been burnt a couple of times by going deep, standing up the court. To be fair, somewhat got away with it, didn't he?
Ventaja Nadal.
Redline your game to a degree that is almost of another planet against Nadal. He's been able to do that for an hour and 33, but can he keep it going? Fabulous defense. I mean, there's not too many people applauding that rally, but the work the team put in to stay in it, just extraordinary.
So frustrating when you put in all that work, give away a cheap point like that.
Good leave, didn't miss by a whole lot.
Iguales.
Makes that return well, doesn't he, Nick? Where he stands in, really compact when he's up at the baseline with the backhand return and just redirects it down the line, gets himself in the point.
Not easy to do, is it? Off the lefty spin.
No, great timing.
That's well measured. A lot of work on the ball. That is very short, but getting into a pretty small channel there.
That's the key to it. It's loaded with spin, that forehand. Landing short, but almost kicking up into the backdrop, the advertising board. So much work on the ball to make it explode away from Nadal.
Break back point. It's unlucky. You have to admire the quality of the first deal from Nadal.
Iguales. Deuce.
Used it very sparingly, to be honest, and when he has, it's been good.
Ventaja Nadal.
Just fourth drop shot winner of the day for Nadal. Just how many more of these body blows can Thiem continue to take, because he has given so much to this match, and yet here he is, an hour and 38 in, a set and 2 love down.
Nadal gana 2-0. 2 games to love.
Slamming the door shut, keeping hold of the momentum in this second set and indeed this match.
Trying to grind the will of the young man down. Not sure what was said, but it was fairly stern.
Let e 30-0. 30 love.
Winner is catching the backhand.
Great sportsman, Nadal, isn't he? He's up to check the mark even before Thiem had
40
asked him to.
40 love.
A love game that'll be very welcome indeed from Dominic Thiem's perspective. Time just to consider his position in this match. He's on the board in the second set. It'll be a relief. 2-1, Nadal, and a set. There's so much humility in sport, and the way he carries himself over the course of his career. Just finished reading a fascinating book actually on called Legacy. It's a book about the New Zealand rugby team, and took very similar lessons that the Kiwi rugby team are taught. Important instant pride they take into wearing the jersey, and a fascinating read. Just about the lessons that the All Blacks are taught as rugby players when they pull on the shirt, what it means to wear that shirt, and the manner in which they should hold themselves. Very much lessons you feel Nadal has taken on in his career as well. What a standard bearer he's set for aspiring young Spanish players, and there's a fair few for him here this week as well. There's been a junior event taking place. Great it must be for them to have a hero like this to look up to, and so many lessons that he can teach them. Probably has taught them. It wasn't a bad approach, but you wouldn't have known it. Nadal just swatting the ball away. It's disrespectfully.
Yeah, just a little bit of a kind of bluff from Team Fortilov down in the game, just looking to do something completely different. Nadal, as you say, equal to it. Just feels like a little bit of a lull the last couple of games, and
hardly a surprise, though, is it?
Hardly a surprise, but you know, team needs to be careful.
Continuing at the pace we were at would have been a big ask. 1-3. Extraordinary turnaround winners from Nadal this week, and that was very nearly one to add to the list.
Well, team took it too easy, didn't he? He was a little bit lucky in the end. I don't think he wanted to hit the full power smash in case he hit his opponent, but almost lost the point.
Yeah. I think if he'd have hit Nadal, he might have had to be get a police escort out of here.
Yeah. Just the 6th unforced error on that forehand wing today.
Winner from Mohamed Lani. He thinks it's good.
Gracias.
Certainly is.
40-0.
Serve today at 73% of first serves. Considering in the early stages he was struggling. It's been prolific. No complaints. Team circles the mark, and a couple of quick love holds. Backing the trend, really, of just how this match has unfolded.
Gana 3-2. 3 games to 2.
Nadal with a set 3-2 advantage. Mixing things up. He's been very honest about it as well in the last couple of years. It's about how there's been such a lack of confidence in what he was doing at times. Happens to all of us, happens to all of these guys, though. Djokovic going through a similar thing at the moment. I guess it's how you respond, and this season Nadal has responded in the best possible fashion. Special forehand. And a fair bit of work to do to get around it, but when he did, he delivered. If he does win today, he'll move above Roger Federer in the world rankings on Monday. Replace Federer at 4 in the world. course, he's already #1, guaranteed to be #1 in the race. Win or lose today. The race, of course, still fairly insignificant at this stage of the season. Just get the sense the team's best tennis might be behind him, don't you?
Yeah, he's looking a little bit jaded. He's trying to shorten the points.
The ball's just flown long, and Nadal is holding with ease at this stage.
4 love holes in a row. 2 for each player. In fact, 19 points in a row won by the server. Completely different to what we saw before.
Yep.
Long drawn out games.
Talking about the world rankings, because Nadal wins today, he'll actually only be within just over 1,600 points of Novak Djokovic in second. Such has been Djokovic's fall this year. He's closing in on the Serb. Murray will remain well out in front. 3,000 points ahead of Djokovic, the top of the rankings. Has he run his race? Sense he might have done. Tired-looking shots.
I just wonder, Nick, if, assuming he goes on to lose this set, will he look back at this match and think in that first set, you know, he's almost playing at 100% on so many balls. Does he need to just pull back on a few? It's so tiring to hit, you know, full power serve after full power ground shot, and well, that's draining. You're punching yourself out almost out of energy. Maybe needs to be a little bit smarter with his tactics.
Bitterly disappointed, you can see, not to have made a play on that one. He knows his man is firmly on the ropes here. Get across in time, did he? Ended up having to try and pull the trigger from a difficult position.
Iguales, use. Ventaja, team.
Still punching away. Here's the 23-year-old. Today may not be his day. Surely that will come. Still, just about still in this one. 4-3, second set. Surpassing Gemma Vilas' record of 50 clay court titles a couple of weeks ago in Monte Carlo, backing it up in Barcelona. Now going for the hat-trick. That wasn't far away.
First point teams won on serve, on return, sorry, since Nadal's first service game of the set. Needs to improve that stat. Any chances to get back in this match? Smart serve by Nadal. When your opponent's, 5-6 meters back, like Thiem often is, you don't really want to use the body serve. It's just going to go straight to them. But when they stand up on the baseline, it gives you that chance to really, especially as the lefty, hit that cutter into the right hip, jam him up.
One more point that takes your breath away. This has been some show, and it's now 2 hours old.
Look at the length of the slide here. It's almost the full service box. Incredible movement on the clay. He's so good in these cat and mouse games at the net. We've seen it his whole career. He's able to outthink the opponent in those situations.
And as you say, just the ability to angle the racket face in a situation like that where he's at full stretch. He's got so little room to work with there, isn't he? Thiem, very little room to work with here. 3-5.
Iguales. 15-all.
Sensational. And if you ever wanted a barometer of where he's at, this is him at his very best.
15, 30.
Butchering the forehand at full stretch. He's 2 points away from title number 5 here. The forehand has most definitely fired this clay court season, and everybody else better beware. Nadal with 2 championship points.
Quarenta, 15-40.
Even the home crowd couldn't rule that one over.
Did the best.
30, 40, 30, 40.
Good point by Thiem.
Iguales.
Heavy kicker out wide and then in on the backhand to ask the question of Nadal. He could make it too good. And on that occasion, he couldn't.
It's just got enough spin on it, I think, to land in, or has it?
Yeah.
Yes. Once again, Nadal wiping the mark away. That's how good it's got to be at times. A tip of the hat to Dominic Thiem. What a fabulous dig that is. Staring down championship points. He has stood tall there. Very, very impressive. 5-4 for Nadal. I think one might be heading towards Mallorca.
Another one.
Indeed. Unless the team can produce something special here.
Zero, 15.
Well, he trusted the backhand, didn't he? He had plenty of time to run around that one. But it's the backhand, and it's proving dangerous at the moment. straight points for this man.
0, 30, love 30.
Surprised it came to the forehand there.
15, 30.
Ripping the backhand cross court in the angle, a lot of height and spin. Tempting Nadal into the forehand line and just not able to execute.
The
team hasn't broken Nadal, remember, since the fourth game of the first set. At that stage, of course, they're 3-1.
30, 40.
The use of the serve volley completely changed the context of the return, didn't it?
So smart from Nadal again.
Iguales.
Seeing that team was
Use.
well back of the court. Sneaking in behind the serve, putting the pressure on, as you say. The corner of his eye, team saw him and pulled off the return.
Similar game to the one that panned out, that turned out to be the final game against Djokovic yesterday, isn't it?
He's just struggling to get over the line. Credit to team though. Putting up a strong fight.
The run around that one was team. Not a moment of hesitation.
Well, what a forehand to produce in that moment. And he knew how good it was.
Use.
Full of conviction, full of belief. No.
Is this one here? Esta.
Well, we saw against Djokovic, didn't we? He went for a big second serve at a similar moment and found the line. Just missing this time.
Ventaja team.
It's a pretty tame second serve, just 132 Ks. Didn't seem to hit it in manner he will have wanted, and here's a fourth chance to break. He stood up to it, but he just didn't get the clean hit that he wanted. Sorts of decisions you have to make in the course of a tennis match. Just wonder if he was perhaps thinking, having Nadal having served volleyed a couple of times, whether it was the right call to do that. Fascinating battle in this game. Just a fourth ace. One that relieves the pressure for now. Nadal once again on the brink of the title here in Madrid.
Nadal.
Brilliant from Thiem. Nadal looks disappointed, but he took it to him.
So impressed with this guy today when he's been up against it in the biggest moments. Showing why this isn't expected to be a one-off in a Masters 1000 final.
Absolutely. Finds the contact. What a shot. He has butchered the forehand and then just literally cut and carved underneath the drop shot.
Yeah, in a moment of that significance, it's easy to just decelerate, not quite get the contact as you say, but absolute perfection from Nadal.
Stunning. The only word for it. Championship point for a fourth time. Rafael Nadal wins a fifth title in Madrid. A 30th Masters 1000, proud of his career. It was one of the matches of the season so far. Dominic Thiem comes out second best, but he gave this man plenty to ponder.